السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. Welcome to a new episode of our series إن أريد إلى الإصلاح ما استطعت. Today we are talking about قيام الليل, the training ground for reformers, for agents of change. I would like to imagine standing in the stillness of the night. No noise, no distractions, only you and your Lord. That is Qiyam Al Layl. Now, ask yourself, do you want to be among those that are the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Do you want to train yourself to self-discipline and deep connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Do you want to be part of the elite group who are well positioned to change the world? Listen to how Qiyam Al Layl can be your training ground. To start, the Prophet ﷺ, when talking about Qiyam Al Layl, the Prophet ﷺ told us that you should be praying at night. For it is the habit of the righteous who came before you. It brings you closer to Allah, erases sins, prevents wrongdoing, and drives away disease. And this is a hadith that has been narrated by different narrators, and it's a hadith sahih. So Qiyam Al Layl is not just about praying, it's about transformation. It's about a holistic change that you would be going through by building that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It strengthens your faith, it purifies your heart, and gives you the strength to stay on the right path. Now, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about those who pray at night, Allah told us a very magnificent example. تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع يدعون ربهم خوفا وطمعا ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. Their sides forsake their beds as they call upon their Lord out of fear and hope, and they are spending from whatever we have provided them. So waking up in the night is a sign here of sincere faith. They can't even withstand praying at night, like sleeping at night. They want to wake up quickly and call upon their Lord and build that connection with their Lord. And most importantly, those who are sacrificing their sleep for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are given that special status. So it's not about just praying, it's about demonstrating to Allah that, oh Allah, you are my top priority. I can give away my comfort, my ease in order for me to come to you, O Allah. And we are not talking here about spending the entire night. We're talking about spending even like a very, very small portion of the night. That's why the hadith tells you, the Prophet ﷺ, that أفضل صلاة بعد الفريضة is the night, like the night prayer. The Qiyam Al Layl is the best prayer after the obligatory prayers. So it's the secret for spiritual strength. It's the secret for resilience, and more importantly, true reform lies in the stillness of the night. So when you look at the Prophet ﷺ and how he used to demonstrate standing up before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala till his feet would swell, but he knew and he wanted to demonstrate to you and I that the path to change starts from conquering the battle against your own self, and that can be achieved without standing up at night, establishing the night prayer, which would be your source of power in this life. And Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anh used to be standing at night crying and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance and justice in his leadership. So now, in order for us to be extremely practical, how can we really be among those who leverage this ibadah the most, leverage this act of worship the most? First and foremost, start small. Start in a way that is extremely gradual. So if you are not used to Qiyam, just add 2 rak'ahs right before Fajr, and then gradually increase to have them 4 rak'ahs and so on. But never stop. Be consistent. And remember, the most beloved deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the most consistent, even though they may be small. So the second point here in our recipe is set an alarm and make dua for you to wake up. So every day ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for him alone, because إياك نستعين is the power coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ista'ana, you are depending on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to worship Him, subhanallah. Look at how generous Allah is. So make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to wake up at night, to make it easy for you to wake up at night, to beat your own shaitan, to beat your own self, and to wake up, leave the comfort of bed, and stand between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the third one is reflect on your day. Make it as a habit that when you are standing at night, you are actually reflecting on what did happen throughout the day. You are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala straight. You are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance, for forgiveness. You are seeking Allah's seeking repentance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you did commit some severe mistake, and so on. So to close, if you want to be among those that are the elite believers, the agents of change, train yourself in the stillness of the night. This is your true training ground. Now, will you be leveraging this Ramadan to make a real difference in your life by establishing this very, very robust relationship with the night prayer, with Qiyam Al Layl? Will you be among those agents of change? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those that are benefiting from the night prayer the most. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم, and enjoy Ramadan.